Welcome back, guys. GhettoRig episode 188. We're supposed to have a guest for you, but some things didn't go right. But we've lined up two really cool guests. We've been talking about Adam for a minute, and Adam is actually going to come in and grace us with his presence. So you finally get to meet the man with the master plan that's been teaching all the white belts how to be black belts in jiu-jitsu. And then we also have Chris, who I met him through jiu-jitsu, and he's a PO. I cannot wait to hear his stories, man, because he seems really cool.
I
So
suggest you say the acronym because not everyone's gonna instantly
PO,
associate.
yeah. So it's uh,
Spit it out, Junior.
yeah, I know. Fuck, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Police officer.
He's not a police officer. He's the what do you call when
Are you
people?
talking about CO or PO?
He's PO, like a probation officer. He's a probation officer.
Okay.
Oh, probation officer. You're still
Yeah.
like a cop though.
He's still a cop. Yeah, like he
Yeah.
actually like he carries a firearm. He
Yeah,
he
he's
goes
still
to
a
train.
cop.
Yeah, he's the cop. He's straight
Yeah.
up cop, and but he's more on a laid back side where he's actually like bringing people in after the incarceration and training them how to adapt back to society from being a pretty in a pretty toxically masculine environment and bringing them out of that and just acclimating into life, right? So I can't wait for his stories, man. And hopefully, fingers crossed, Dorian, if you can see this and all the stars align and all the gods say yes, hopefully we'll have Dorian Price on here. I had a quick conversation with him,
I
and
mean,
he's a legend.
so I know Dorian. He's got classes that run right up until we're doing this.
Yeah, I told him we're gonna do a
So,
special episode just for
I
him.
think what we'll have to do is maybe set up like a weekend where we can have him come in. Or
Yeah.
whenever whatever's good for him. Probably be a weekend.
I'll bribe him with some spicy Thai food. Hopefully,
A
hopefully
little
he'll agree.
daylight pod. That'd be something new.
A little daylight pod.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good that we got the
Hopefully,
blackout curtains in here. It's all right.
hopefully he'll grace us with his presence, and he's fucking hilarious. Like just his
Dorian's a
normal
different
talk
kind
is
of funny.
yeah.
I don't think I've met someone that's that kind of funny. And I don't mean like he's like the funniest person ever. No, that's not what I mean. It's his kind of humor. Like
It's like
it's
a
a
mix.
genre I've never seen before. You
Yeah,
know?
it's like a mix of Theo Vaughn with a little bit less verbose, but just as funny when he just kind of naturally talks, and he just naturally flows out of him. Like you can tell that
He
he's not
doesn't have the
planning for it.
one-liner capability of Theo
No.
Vaughn, but I get what you're talking. I get the
Yeah,
comparison.
like
you're
his stories are just like
making.
very flowy. Anyway, guys, we're talking a lot. I want to mention our sponsors, UFC Gym.
It's a podcast, Jay. We're supposed to talk a lot.
Yeah. But like the introduction part, I was just pretty excited about our guests. Our sponsors, UFC Gym, Pinellas Park and Largo. We wouldn't be here without them. And Vitality, St. Petersburg and Pinellas Park. Thank you guys for gracing us with your sponsorship. Other than that, I had a good day today. I'm doing nothing. It's been a 1 week of
Did
vacation.
nothing. That sounds like a good day.
Yeah, yeah, I did nothing. Well, I did a bunch of shit actually, but it was shit that needed to be done, and it was like piling up, so it was kind of good.
Oh, dude, I hate
Had a
when that
date with my
happens.
mom, a lunch date. Took her to Tarpon Springs. Had a nice little lunch with
I
her.
saw that. Look
Yeah,
nice.
it's pretty
How
cool.
was the food at that? It's like a Greek place, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a Greek place. In my opinion, it's one of the better ones in Tarpon. It's definitely one of the better ones and the biggest one.
Okay.
So they have like a separate bakery. Kind of, if you the best way I can describe it is like the Burns of Greek restaurants.
Oh, so it's like real nice and fancy.
Let's
A little
bring it
less.
down. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
bring it down. A lot less, but it's
Okay.
definitely good Greek food. If you like Greek food, the place is pretty legit. Um,
Today was a normal day of work for me, man. I went in. I just basically exported some projects that I had ready for my boss that I hadn't given to him yet, and then worked on another project that he gave me editing some photos. So fucking badass photos though,
yeah,
because he so all the shoots taken photos of before have all been on a A7 III, which is the same camera
yeah,
that I
yeah.
have, um, and great photos, right? The camera takes phenomenal photos. But at the end of the day, the A7 III is what's considered like a hybrid camera. So it's like a best, it's like a okay in both worlds, right? That means it can, can do
Video and
decent video and decent photo. He has an A7R4, which is like a dedicated
photo.
photo camera. Really, I mean, it still does good video, right? It has amazing video capabilities, but it's really like meant for photo. And bro, those fucking photos look nasty. Like I can literally crop in a photo that's like, say it's just for perspective, right? And if you've ever cropped in photos, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
If you, I could take a photo that's like this big, and I can literally crop it to this big, like if I want just
and
like
it's
that
still
little
fucking
corner,
crisp.
and it still looks crisp, bro. It's fucking crazy. I've never been able to do that with photos before. Like literally, I'm taking 1/16 of the frame, and the shit still looks crisp, bro. It's crazy, and it's just not nasty photos because they're on the water of these guys on a boat and stuff, and it's just nasty, bro. These photos look really
Because the
really good.
Sonys are pretty good with like the I don't know if it's an AI, whatever the system is inside it, like to get rid of
Mirrorless.
the glare and whatnot and all that shit. Like it automatically cleans it all up.
Just it's just the. I asked him actually this question: was he using autofocus or manual focus? And he told me, oh, manual and some, but a lot of mostly auto, like especially like the rolling shots and stuff like that, because there's shots of them like running on
Going
the
fast,
water,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And bro, even those shots are fucking crisp. Actually, I did want to mention we're talking about cameras, so this is perfect. Sony just released a new camera. They released an
You want to pull it
A1
up?
A1 Mark II, which is
A1 Mark II. Those are like badass cameras, aren't
yeah.
they?
These are like, I mean, you buy one of these cameras and you can kind of just do anything, basically with them. I mean, they're
But let me ask you this. You know how they say it's not the car, it's what's between the seat and the steering wheel that makes the car? Do you think it's a similar
yeah,
situation? Okay.
yeah. I mean, it's just like I keep seeing these memes right now that I've got into cameras and stuff. This guy has this really good video that it's like he's at a shoot and the lady tells him, "Oh my god, you have such a nice camera. That's why those photos come out so good, huh?" And he's like, "All right, take it. Yeah, it's the camera. Do it. Yeah, take some photos." She takes some photos and they all look like dog shit, right? And it's just to let you know that yeah, the camera does matter, right? You can't just give me a fucking Kodak and expect it's gonna look like
Yeah.
some AI generated photo,
But do
right?
you
But
think that makes you like a badass if you can take a fucking like a one single time use Kodak and you can take fucking badass pictures with that?
I think it just shows how creative you are.
Yeah.
Like if you can take
My opinion on that question is if you've taken enough shots on like any type of camera, you start getting like creative ideas of what has worked before, and then you can create a better composition based on what you've learned
I see what
before.
you're saying.
yeah, that's why I said like your it depends on your creativeness. I mean, you give a professional photographer a fucking disposable camera and he'll probably get some cool shots out of it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Versus you give it to a 5-year-old, I don't know what to do with it, right?
yeah.
They're gonna get shots of like shoes, like yeah, like you know what I mean?
Experience
Oops.
matters so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
experience definitely
let's play a
matters.
game. Let's play a game. Let's get a game. You both of you have unlimited resources.
Uh huh.
You get to buy a camera, a body, and a lens, but only one.
Uh huh.
What would it be? And I want to like pull that shit up and tell me why.
So
I don't have any cinematography cameras in mind because I'm not there yet. So
Not cinematography. Let's talk about pictures.
so I would go with this. So it's hard, right? Because I've only done research on not research, but I've only like dipped my toe a little bit into like Sony and stuff
Well,
like
whatever
that.
limited amount of knowledge you have.
So if I were to get like the nastiest of the nastiest of the nastiest, I would just go and buy like a $30,000 Hasselblad medium format camera, and whatever 24 to 70 equivalent they have. I mean, for lens wise, I think 24 to 70 full frame is or bigger, right? Is going to be your sweet spot for a lens. I mean, they did just come out with a. Actually, no, I'm wrong about that because they just came out with a 24 to 105 with the same f 2.8, so it'll have the same f-stop constant, just like the 2470 with a longer zoom range, right? But 2470, 24105, something like this, maybe an A12. I mean, that's gonna take the nastiest fucking pictures you've ever seen. I mean, I've seen this just came out, right? Like this literally just released on the 18th, but they've given it to creators and people like that to test
to
for months,
review,
literally months now. And so people have been using this camera for a little while now. If you want to take a look at that hefty price tag it has on it, that's just body only.
Body only, yeah.
Body only. I'm pretty sure this camera does 8K, if I'm not mistaken. And then it has like this cool thing. I've been seeing people advertise this a lot. It has like this AI super sam or some kind of AI feature for 8K that like makes the footage look even better. I don't know.
Look at that lens, bro. Like $3,000 just for the lens. That f2 stop, the 2570 f2.
yeah.
No, no, not that one. The one lower.
They actually,
No, one that
Yeah.
right there.
yeah. So that lens just got released. So they released this camera, and then like 2 days later, they released this lens. This is a lens that they just came out with that's to compete with Canon.
Yeah.
So Canon is known for like the whole, basically not letting other people use their lens mounts, right? So Canon, like when you buy a Canon, you have to you're very secluded to buying Canon lenses, right? Sony, on the other hand, is not like that. But Sony hadn't gotten Sony Sigma Tamron hadn't made a lens like this one before to compete with the Canon 2870 2.0. Leica's fucking crazy.
My choice.
Yeah, Leica.
What is that?
I would go for a Leica.
No, no, no. What the fuck did you just add it on? One over.
What this?
No, no, no. One over. The other
the
way.
fucking tube?
The tube thingy. What the fuck is that?
No, like the little pod.
$26,000 thing.
This
What is
laser
that?
scanner.
Laser scanner.
Like a LiDAR scanner, probably for pulling
Probably.
focus.
I'm sure they make more than just.
$26,000 to pull focus? What?
Yeah, brother.
What the
Yeah.
fuck is a pulling focus?
You don't know what you know how manual focus works?
Yeah.
Designed
Yeah,
to
pull
help
up.
new to LiDAR users capture point clouds and unlock their potential. It captures a scan faster than any other imaging laser scanner. Other upgrades include higher quality images, better looking point clouds, and locating tracking that
Okay,
pre-aligns your scan.
Either
using-
put this shit in ChatGPT or explain it to me in human.
Yeah,
don't know what
I
this
don't know.
is.
I don't know what it is either. You're saying laser scanner, and I still don't know. I don't know. It's 26,000. We don't need to know.
Yeah, like
Leica's
this is shit
But yeah,
that I don't
like-
need to look into because
like-
Go
Leica-
down, go down, go down, go down, go down. It's
like a fucking,
demonstrating like what he's doing.
almost a Hasselblad equivalent, basically.
spherical
Super.
HDR imaging.
Oh, so it's like a straight. It's like 3D modeling shit.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
It's a scanner, like it actually scans through the walls and shit.
Bro,
That's why.
that little ass thing that fits in the
3D
palm of your
laser
hand almost.
scanning.
30 grand.
Oh, so like I see what they're doing with this. I get it. I get it. They're like scanning like caves and shit with this, like what's inside the cave
Yeah.
without going inside the cave. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's-
Leica makes some nasty cameras. They're known for like still making like film cameras to this day, I think.
Yeah. Go
Uh,
back.
they also-
Miggy, what you
I
were
think-
showing in Leica's?
I think Leica also owns Insta360. So like those 360 cameras that blew up
Yeah.
and stuff, and they make action cameras now. I think they own that.
Now, my disclaimer is I don't really know much about these cameras because I can't afford one. And that's entirely the reason why I would go with one of these because I've heard they're very, very good picture cameras. That's what I would go for.
Well, this is the holy grail. Leica's always been the
Yeah.
holy
Yeah,
grail of cameras, right?
But
It's like Hasselblad and then Leica, right?
yeah. I mean, I think Leica's more known for like the smaller format sensors,
Yeah.
right? You can see a lot of their cameras are pretty
They're
small.
super compact, right?
Hasselblad, on the other hand, is the other way around. I think they're known more for like the full frame and medium format, which medium format is even bigger than full
Mm.
frame. They're big cameras.
For filming though, I would go with something like a FX3 or Sony A7S3. That's which is what I already have. I would just deck that bitch out.
Yeah, FX3 all the way.
Is that a
FX3.
Fuji? No, not Fuji.
FX3 is a Sony's.
Sony.
Sony, yeah. If you were to tell me like I want to get a cinema camera, I would say FX3 just because FX6 is too complicated. I don't even
Isn't
know how
there
to
like
use
a
it.
red something? There like cameras
Oh,
are
so
called red.
yeah,
something.
Cameras
yeah.
are owned by Nikon now.
Yeah, it's owned by Nikon, but Red. They look up Red Kimoto. I think is what it's called. Kimoto, some shit like that. Komodo.
Komodo. Yeah.
Komodo X. Yeah, these are the ones they use to make like movies and stuff, man.
Yeah. Because
Like,
these are
Red
just
is-
like that's the body, and then you add a bunch of shit to it, right?
Yeah, so you're talking about 5 to 10,000. Like their cheapest ones are 6,000. That's like their lowest one. And that just saw a price cut recently. It used to be a lot more. They used to be that lowest one used to be like 8K, right? But yeah, the Komodos, they are extremely expensive. This is like crazy shit. The Komodos actually they come you can like separate the body of the camera from the sensor.
Oh,
Hasselblad
shit.
also does
Cra-
that too.
Kevin is in. What's up, good Jay? Hey, what's going on, Kev?
I don't know, man. I would spend. If it's photography, I'd get like a Sony. I would. I don't. I feel like the Hasselblad would just be too much for me.
The Sonys would be where it's at.
Yeah.
Well, Sony's blew up, man. When the Sonys came to the market, they said we're gonna fucking kill everyone, and they've slowly been doing that.
You know who I
Look
saw
at that!
that?
Look at that Alexa body. Like, look at that shit. $82,000. Like, what
Yeah.
in the gods?
I wouldn't even know like how.
Like,
to turn
what do
this
you
thing
do
on.
with this?
Look at the lens mount, brother.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just got like
clips on it.
safeties.
What is the lens on
You
this
need a
thing
torque.
cost?
You need a torque wrench to put it on,
Pretty gnarly.
and you got to make sure you put the right torque spec on it.
But like, I mean, like I said, I don't even know like how to turn this thing on.
Yeah, and it's got like microphone like jacks like we use.
No, that's SPIF. That's like for audio and visual. So like to hook up monitors to it and microphones and shit like that.
Damn, that's crazy.
I'm surprised. Actually, I was so surprised when I saw Miguel's camera that it didn't come with SPIF.
Isn't it crazy? Like, depends what you're doing. Like, the sky's the limit. The amount of money you can spend to get like crazy shit, and then 10 years down the road, they're gonna think this is a fucking relic. It belongs in a museum.
And the not really though.
No,
You say 10 years down the road. My cameras. What year did the A7 III come out?
Long time ago.
Long time ago. It's like 2016, I think, bro. 8 years ago. Camera's still
so you're saying like once you
It's
get one of
still,
these, like they're good for 20, 30 years, and then you get something new.
not 20, 30.
Bro, they're
but,
filming this shit under the water, man. Get the
Yeah.
fuck out.
I'd say when you spend a good amount on a camera, like for example, I bought an outdated camera, right? So mine's not gonna last me 5, 10 years, right? But Miguel bought a pretty newer camera. Even his is technically a little outdated, a few years old, but he bought a pretty new camera, right? In the sense where that camera, he will not probably need another cinema camera for a long fucking time, right? So
Yeah.
it just depends on what you get, right? But like for example, if you would have bought the A7 III in 2016, you do have a camera that's gonna last you for 10 years. 10, 15 years, you know? So it all depends. But like, and it's crazy. You're saying like you can deck these things out. Like just to take shit, we could take the most affordable camera here, Miguel 6100, right? We can make that into a $10,000 rig right now in like 5 minutes. Give me and Miguel 5 minutes, and we'll make that worth $10,000.
Well, what would you add to it?
Cage, microphone, monitors, receivers, like a bunch for the microphones. Like you could add you have no idea the amount of shit you can add. Extra
I don't know if the
batteries.
6100 has as much capability for customization because it's an older model and it's a kind of a discontinued model.
With an unlimited budget,
You can get very
You can-
expensive gear though.
you can, because for example, what he's saying right is like you don't have as much that camera is very limited on I/O. Like it doesn't have a lot of
Doesn't have
connect.
any-
Well, let me ask you
doesn't
this.
have a lot
Is-
of safe places to connect shit, but you can get like hubs for it to be able to connect more shit. Like you can do. Sky's the limit, bro.
Well, let me ask you this. Is video editing just as involved as photo editing, or one is easier than the other one? Or
Photo
like,
editing, I think it's way easier.
yeah. So
It
video
depends who you
editing is
ask.
harder.
Depends who you ask.
I think photo editing to me it depends on anything. It depends on a lot of things. If you give me shitty footage, it's hard, bro. It's
Yeah,
hard.
no matter what you
You
do
give
to
me
it.
shitty pictures, it's hard. Now you give me easy pictures and shitty footage, or you give me hard pictures and easy footage. Like yeah, the footage is gonna be easier, right? It all depends in the kind of project you're doing. I mean, you're doing a long format video, it's gonna take a long time, or you're just doing something real short, whatever. Like I had to do some like AI voiceover stuff, right? For some put together some videos of like voiceovers for Black Friday for some of the stuff that we do Black Friday for. That shit was real quick. That didn't take me long at all, and I had to like pull footage from fucking basically out of my ass, almost like because I had to go through long format videos of other shit
Crop
that
it.
we have and literally like cut it, you know, and it still didn't take me that long. On the other hand, I have some photos right now that is like 1,100 photos. It's gonna take me a long fucking time.
I think people also have to realize that when they choose like pictures or videos, they have to think about what they need for that specific moment because you might need both, but you might only need photos.
Let me ask you this. Be honest with me. In my opinion, no one to this day has really figured out how to do social media marketing well. Is that true or I'm not on
Yeah,
track?
there's no key to it.
Yeah.
It's unpredictable. Like people make shit famous that shouldn't be made famous
By accident.
Yeah, it's just people think it's funny.
Ready?
Sure, let's blow it up.
I think it's like
Cause you guys are in the industry. Like think of yourself. Okay, you want
it's
to
like racing cars.
you want to blow up. Like you want to make your Instagram blow up, or you have a business you want to blow up. Like where would you even start? How would you even deal with the algorithm?
Think of it like this. It's almost like racing cars. You have the guy in the Honda Civic that has fucking 300 horsepower Honda Civic that's gapping everyone, right? You have the guy in the Lambo that comes up and he gaps that Honda Civic. And then you got another Honda Civic that comes and gaps that. And then you have a fucking 1970s Mustang that comes in and gaps that. So what I'm trying to say is you have all these people in the environment that are doing it different ways and achieving success. And then you have a guy that comes out of nowhere and does it a completely different way that no one's done it yet and achieves success. But then you have still the people that still drive that 1970s and achieve success. There's no one road. There's no one route. Like you have people that are doing a spectrum of different methods.
And
Do
yeah,
you think it's
I like the car thing because you can have a lot of money and you can put a shit ton of money and you can make it work. Like you'll grow, but it takes a shit ton of money and it takes work.
Or you have those guys running that 300 horsepower 90s Honda Civic that aren't spending much money and are making it work somehow, right? Like different methods, different routes, different ways of success.
And it just seems like once person figures out, they start selling their course. Now everybody's doing the same fucking thing, and it's no longer fucking famous.
Yeah,
And then they have to come up with something
that's
else.
not necessarily true. And you say famous, I get that, but just because it's no longer famous doesn't mean it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of people are utilizing the same method to be successful in social media for long periods of time.
Give people free shit. It works.
That works.
It's always worked, and it will continue to work. People like free shit.
But like the free shit stuff, right? When does that come in? When does that come in when you blow up? When you're kind of making some money off of it, or you just gotta dip into your own pocket?
You have 400 followers. You'll have 700 followers. If it's like organic followers, like individual users, let's say out of 400, if you have around 400, you're gonna grow 100, 150 followers by just giving out shit.
All right, guys, we're gonna start giving away GhettoRig cups.
Yeah, like I noticed some YouTube channels are starting to give out free stickers for people, like just their logo. Hey, hit us up, leave a comment that you want a sticker, or email us that you want a sticker, and we'll send you a sticker. Joke World does it. And it works. I mean, people subscribe, people comment, it creates engagement, and people get shit in return.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, sure, we've had technology around for a little bit, but people have come to realize that, hey, I want something in return. It's not just, hey, I live in this world, you know?
Yeah.
Different kinds of ways to hook people, bro. Just like we're saying, man. And not everyone does that, and some people that don't do that are also successful in their own right and how they're, different methods, man. Different methods.
It'd be interesting. Like, where's the algorithm at? Do you think it's by design that it's like that? The algorithm.
Man, I think
We
the
don't
people
even
that
know what the algorithm is.
I think even the people at the top are struggling to understand their own algorithm.
So they
And if
They don't
created,
know
and
the
I think
monster
that
they've
they've
created their
created.
own monster, huh?
and I think if they go into a seminar and for 3 hours trying to explain it, some of that shit they don't really know. Like
They're
if
just
you
gonna
ask,
pull straight out of the
I
ass.
think yeah, I mean, and even if they think they understand it, I don't think
You
they
do
really
you
do.
do a seminar for 3 hours and you try and explain the web or technology, the algorithm to anyone. It's the same as if you try and teach jujitsu to somebody in 2 hour, 3 hour seminar and then try and do it the next day. You're gonna get your ass beat. It doesn't matter. Three
Yeah.
hours is not gonna do it.
Yeah. No, that makes a whole lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. It'd be
So
interesting
they
to like.
have created, they quite literally have created a monster that they don't understand completely, and people are adding on to this monster.
Now let me ask you this: you ever wonder, like, if there was one thing you would want to know, like, top to bottom, like you click your fingers and it's there, like you snap your fingers and it's there, what would it be? It's knowledge, not like a superpower or anything,
Alright.
I
like
get what you're saying.
knowledge.
You want to know something.
Here
Yeah.
comes the alien talk.
No, not alien talk. Not alien talk.
So wait, so you just one thing that you'd like to know that you would just boom instantly
Snap your pictures and you
understand?
would be an expert in it. Nobody's better than you about this. And you have an answer to the most difficult questions about the subject. What subject would it be?
Cancer. I don't know.
Cancer?
That's a good one.
Because nobody knows what the fuck cancer is.
Well, we know.
Well, we know
No,
what it is,
we
we
know
just
what
can't fix
cancer
it.
is, but we have
There's
no
still a lot of
idea
questions on
on
how it comes
how
to
to
be,
fix it, how it
comes
exactly.
to be, what causes it, how to fix it.
Yeah.
A lot of questions
Because
there.
Well,
cancer
there's
can
been
form
bunch
out
of-
of quite literally anything, dude.
Yeah.
Regrowth in skin.
we were just
Food.
talking about the other day. Emily's like,
Plastics.
I'm about to go back to the normal deodorant. I can't deal with this natural shit anymore. And doctor goes, yeah, the deodorant that people use really bad, the aluminum, it causes cancer, especially in women. It's very known breast cancer. And I can see it in her face. Like,
Bro, I got a solution to that. I
yeah,
got
why you have to remind me, motherfucker?
I got a solution to that. You want to hear this? Can you go to Amazon real quick?
Oh, that Thai stone?
Yeah, that Thai stone, bro. And I've tried it on my own. And my ass, bro, is rotten onions. If I don't fucking shower and put deodorant on, it's rotten onions.
How's the Thai stone work?
This fucking thing, bro. This fucking thing. Go down. It's literally like a fucking block of salt. Go down. Not
Oh no, this
not-
is a spray.
No, not this one. Like the one in the middle. Yeah, no, not this. Yeah, this
that
right here.
works.
So it's like block of salt. You basically shower. You get out of the shower, clean, fresh soap, whatever, blah blah blah. You wet this stone and you rub it under your armpits. What happens? The water and the salt mix, and then it adds that salt to your armpits. What that salt does, it's a aluminum, it's an aluminum salt that doesn't your cells do not intake. So it's got the aluminum in it, but your cells do not intake, and it inhibits the bacteria growth, right? And but this has no smell to it. So after that, I come back and hit it with a natural deodorant. Fucking like nothing happened. The only thing with that is you got to do it at least twice a day.
You double dipping, huh?
Yeah, you got to do it. Yeah, I'm double dipping.
Yeah.
And this thing works because that inhibits the bacteria growth, which means it's going to inhibit the smell. And then you put the deodorant for the good smell, right? And then at the end of the night, you still got to take a shower and put that on. And this works.
It's like a lot of work, but I
Yeah,
don't
it
have that
does.
issue. So
So I don't know if I were to.
It's actually not because you get out of the shower, like literally, you get out of the shower clean. You wet the stone, you apply that on, and then you go because you dry out, right? Like you put that on, you're not drying it out. You leave it like that, and then once you put your shirt on, you put the deodorant right under your shirt. Done.
I want to know the start of everything.
Start of everything.
How did everything start?
How did everything start?
The universe.
But
from the
talking
ground
about
up.
cancer, let me so breast cancer. Apparently, they're like 90% success rate in curing breast cancer, but it does not translate to the other cancers. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
This is why Miggy's thing makes sense because it's like
Too many holes.
too many holes. Yeah. And start of everything. Give me an example.
The start of the universe. I want to know exactly how everything went down.
Physics of
Yeah.
things, physics.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the physics.
And I would want to I would want to know all of physics and like the history of everything behind physics. So not only the start of the universe, but how like cells and everything work from the ground
So you
up.
basically you want to school Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
Like you come out
Yeah.
and be like, yeah, well, there's this little thing.
Actually.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
Yeah, I think now that you just made the comparison to Neil deGrasse Tyson, I feel even cooler about my decision.
Yeah,
All right, I got a question for you guys.
I would want to understand people.
People,
People, like when
I
they
feel
say
like
something, their intonation, their
see,
voice,
you ready?
what they're doing, where they're doing it.
I
I'd
feel
like
like
be able to
I feel
put
like
all
there's
that
no
together and
definitive
understand what.
answer there. I feel like that's the one court. Like there's no definitive answer there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's
Everyone's
why
so
understanding the environment that they're in, what they went through, this depending on what they're saying, how they're saying, the inflictions of voice inflictions, situation they're
So
in.
like master psychologist.
Yeah, like pull all that together and like, okay, I know exactly what's going on.
I wouldn't want that. I feel like I'd bother the shit out of me. Like I wouldn't like anyone because I feel like
No.
you'd see the bad in them so fast.
No, it wouldn't be the seeing the bad in them. In a sense that I say that in a sense to be able to help them. Like,
Okay.
It'd be fun. It'd be fun for like 2-3 days, and then you're just like, you're going to the bathroom. Oh, you need a towel because you forgot it. It's like it'd become
you would be
We
like
finish
saying
each
things
other,
before they
saying-
happen. You know
Yeah,
how many
dude.
people
Deadass.
get pissed off at you? Motherfucker, let me just do it without you
I
saying
just
what I
want to
want before
talk
I
to
know it.
you.
Yeah. It's like, let me just fucking come to this conclusion on my own.
Pretty much, it feels like you're being manipulated at that point.
Yeah.
You'd be like the most efficient judge, but also like you'd seem so unfair.
Yeah, because people are, no, I didn't do it. Yeah, you lying. And this
You-
is why you're lying. You know what I mean?
That's
This is why you're
unconstitutional.
lying. Like
Motherfucker don't
concrete
even
proof.
have to
Boom, boom,
open
boom,
his
boom.
mouth. Be like, he did it.
Yeah. He did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Take a breath. He did it.
Well, how do you know that, Judge? By the way, he breathed in there and was darting his eyes across the room, and his posture and everything, his heartbeat.
Funny that we got here, but my question is, would y'all let Kim Kardashian represent you if you caught a body?
No, I wouldn't let Kim Kardashian do anything if I caught a
She
body
has
or
had some
anything.
people. She has had some people taken out of prison.
But isn't she going to law school now or something?
She
Yes.
is,
No.
I saw that post today.
and I have seen some comments that said, didn't she fail the bar exam like 4 times?
Bar exam
Sheesh.
is not easy.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. But
But guess what?
the
Getting a
question is,
black
would you
belt
let
in
Kim
jiu-jitsu is
Kardashian
harder.
represent you if you caught a body?
If I caught a body,
Yeah.
you know, it's almost in her genes. Almost, not really, but it's almost in her genes.
No, whatever was in her genes got taken out recently. She don't got that BBL
She
anymore.
saved her genes saved her ancestors saved the murderer once.
They did, but it was the dad. There's the mom side of the fucking family too. It's a combination of genes now. Nah, man, I'm not trusting that girl. Sorry. Sorry.
No,
Like, I'll have her be a master marketer
Not
for
even-
my fucking thing.
not
but
even
not
if
I would
that.
want to see her work first.
Not even if it's for the free ski.
Not even when it's for the frisky.
If it were
For
for
the-
the free ski, I'd
for
do
the
it.
free
For
but
the
ski.
frisky,
she
maybe.
has
maybe,
a-
I'd
yeah,
do it.
yeah,
For the
frisky,
frisky,
yeah.
I'd
She
do it.
has a name, dog,
Yeah, for the frisky.
and you get
And
to see that.
connections. I bet you that if she
ass.
like using full power of her connections and name, then yeah. Because you know she ain't getting fucking nothing done.
I did see that post. I did see that post of her, you know, the law school thing with the glasses and the pencil or whatever. And
She
You
didn't
made it
even look
official.
she
Kim
looked like she was
Kardashian.
ready for a porn scene. What she looked like.
Yeah, she didn't look like Kim Kardashian there.
Mia Khalifa style.
Yeah, bro. That shit was funny though. Good for her though. She wants to go to law school and do her thing.
She's got plenty
All
of
power
money.
to her.
She ain't got shit to do. She's laying around
That's
with.
true as fuck. She bored as shit.
She's laying around with
The
her castle
Kanye,
over
the
her butt.
Kanye drama's done, and she's like, "What do I do now?"
Did you see that girl that went viral on Instagram where she was like, we're not going on a coffee date. We're not going to walk. I'm not a dog that you need to walk. We're going to dinner. I'm going to fucking assess how you hold the chopsticks. This is going to be an assessment of what's going on. Blah, blah, blah. She's talking hella shit. And then it cuts into the next scene where she's fucking bawling, crying out. And she's like, I don't know what to do. I've been crying all day. I had to go.
I
I
think
talked to my
that's-
doctor and he said my egg count is so low. I had to go freeze my eggs now. Blah, blah, blah.
I think that a lot of people. Okay, hold on. Let me rephrase this.
Sure.
I think that some women like to speak out a lot of their thoughts, and
Do that shit with your best friend, not on social media, bitch.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Keep it to yourself.
Not just
It's-
not necessarily keep it to yourself, but keep it in your personal life.
Yeah.
It's not attractive.
It's not only it's not a,
To
it's
me,
just a to me, and I don't know if this how if I feel like I need to know more on this topic, but at the same time, to me, it just shows a lack of intelligence to be putting your personal life out there in that manner.
Well, here, I have a question. Well, go ahead, Miggy. Go ahead, Miggy. You
No,
had something.
no.
To this is how I look at it. Who the fuck cries and they're like, let me turn my camera on and cry on camera? Who the fuck does that?
People that are looking for attention.
You know what I mean?
Simple as that.
Like that's so odd to me. You know, like all these people that were crying on camera when Trump won, or all the people that are crying on the camera when Biden won. You know, all these people that are crying because somebody said something and didn't fucking misgender them or whatever. I'm like, how? Like, really? Like you're sad, and the first thing that comes to your mind is going to social media and fucking complaining, or like that girl that was crying on camera because Alex Pereira raped her. You know what I mean?
What ended up happening with that?
Nothing. She's fucking lying out of her ass. She's lying out of her ass. That's all happened. You know? Homeboy don't even speak English. Like, what do you mean?
What you guys think about Putin lowering the standards on nuclear war?
Well, fucking what happened was this little thing happened where our current United States president and vice president pretty much gave the okay to Ukraine to use U.S. military fucking rockets on shoot at Russia.
Bro, isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Oh, did you know another thing? Right before the war started,
he said, "Fuck it. He's coming into office. He'll fix it."
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Right before the war started with Ukraine, Kamala was visiting fucking Russia, and they were supposed to negotiate this shit. And she left, and they laughed at her and fucking went to Ukraine. You know what I mean? And
it's getting real dangerous.
It is, bro. We're literally on the brink of World War III, and everybody's fucking crying because they got misgendered. No, I'm like just fucking serious. Oh, by the way, talking about that, if there was a draft, I went down the rabbit hole on this. If there was a draft, there's no such thing last son. There's no such thing only son. Everyone is going. Everyone is going. I promise you. I looked it up yesterday.
I learned in school growing up.
That doesn't exist.
In history,
that doesn't exist. What you can do is they can give you in a peacetime. They can tell you, yeah, you don't need to come in. But during wartime, no. The only way you can get out of it is if you have a health condition, and it has to be like an actual health condition, like not like my pinky toe hurts. You know what I mean? Like you can look it up. Pull up on.
They'll sit you at a desk.
Yeah, pull up on Google right now. Like it was the Google's AI that gave me the answer. It wasn't just like a random website or anything. During draft, will the only sons be drafted? Yeah. Here's the generator. Yes. Even an only son would still be eligible to be drafted during a military draft. Although they may be entitled to a different
peacetime
during peacetime.
Military death in the immediate family.
So it looks like they can still draft you, but you're not like first pick.
No. They still draft you no matter what. If you're within ages of 18 to 27, you are going. And it's a lottery system. The only way you won't be drafted if there's a military death in a family.
According to current regulations and directives, being an only son/daughter does not constitute sole surviving son/daughter status with regard to service in the armed forces.
Yeah.
The fact that a son/daughter is the only child or son/daughter does not exempt him from serving overseas or in a combat zone.
Mm-hmm.
This is direct.
It looks like there was a law, though. The original law passed in 1948 exempted the sole surviving son of the family.
Sole surviving son, which means the dad passed away in a war. Now you're the sole surviving son who's the head of the family. But if your dad did not pass away in a war, because see, this first one tells you, deferment during peacetime if there is a military death in the immediate family. Immediate family, that's father.
Or like brother.
Or brother, yeah. And the father is no longer there. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Nor the last son. None of that shit exists. You getting fucking drafted. So yeah. So this is what people were fighting for. Get drafted or bring back Roe versus Wade. No, I mean seriously, that's what it went down to.
How to avoid being drafted.
Huh?
How to avoid being drafted.
What was it that you said, Miguel, that we did in school that we signed up for service?
FAFSA.
FAFSA.
When you
FAFSA will
sign
sign
up
you up.
for financial aid, you sign up for financial aid
Yep.
or
You cannot sign
sign
up
up
for
for draft.
financial aid without signing up for
Selective
selective
service.
service. Mhm.
Damn. So when my ass threw out that card that came in the mail, I thought I was getting away with it, huh?
Nope, you're not. Because
Because
if
I
you're
received
you
hella FAFSA money, so I definitely signed up for
yeah,
that shit.
you cannot get away with it because if you fucking fake some shit, that's a $250,000 fine and jail. Like there's no this or that. It's both.
And jail.
And
Straight to
jail.
jail.
Yeah, straight to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like draft is like selective service is a fucking is a thing. And this is 2024, remember, where we've allowed women into the military. They tried to pass that law, but they didn't go through. Where everyone can get drafted. Which honestly might be a good thing.
So Musk's Neuralink received Canadian approval for some trials.
All right.
Wow.
Have you seen what's going on with the fucking stock, bro?
Let me ask you this.
I
Bitcoin,
thought you were gonna
Why
say
only
what's going on.
$100,000,
Yeah,
bro.
100 great. Yeah.
98, yeah.
thought
I
you were
thought
gonna
it said
s-
99 is what I saw.
Yeah.
And it's a record high.
I thought
But,
you was about to say, have you seen the Canadian healthcare system? And I was like, yeah, that shit's crazy.
Do you think that Elon will receive? The only thing I thought about when I saw this Canadian thing, because kind of controversy, right? Is do you think he'll receive any kind of backlash or any kind of hate for like doing it outside the U.S.?
Well, no, I mean, if US wants it, they should allow him to do it. What backlash is he going to get? Change the rules. What is going to come back? Oh, we're going to give him backlash. Well,
No,
rules don't allow it.
It was just a wonder of mine. Maybe that's something that
It's
may
like,
happen.
going and telling the fucking people that are American people that have companies in Mexico that are doing the stem cell like injections and things like that for you to heal. It's like going and telling them, oh, well, you should do it in the United States. Well, United States doesn't have that law.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're doing it here.
So
Canada has this new crazy thing called
What do you-
AIDS, but I'll let you finish there.
what do you think is the next step for Neuralink? Because right, like clearly this guy, from what it seems, he just got a keyboard and mouse installed in his brain. Right, the guy that we've
Yes,
seen.
he does.
Right.
Well, I mean, just like
What
any.
do you think is the next step? Like, are they gonna try connecting disabled parts?
Do
to
you
the brain?
remember?
Is
Have
that
you ever
shit 2.4 or 5.0 gigahertz?
look?
What's the DPI on that? Bad boy?
Yeah.
DPI.
So remember computer
As fast as
history?
you want.
Do you remember computer history? Do you ever gone through computer history, like the way computer was created?
I've talked a little bit about like the creation of them and how they were like tubes and how they had this huge room and how they had to change the stuff.
Yeah, pull up the first personal computer. Well, first computer, and show an image.
No, the first computer was like the size
That
of a room.
that was the first fucking computer. So this is where Neuralink is right now, and this was created, I think, in 50s, right? If I'm not wrong.
It was used to
Right, that-
it was used to unencrypt the World War II messages. So around that time,
Yeah. So when was this created? 40s.
40s.
There you go. So we're what, about 60s, 80 years into it. So Neuralink
electronic
is in its
calculating machines were
infancy,
developed
just
in
like
World
this
War II.
computer,
That's
except
why I
we're
asked.
technologically more advanced.
That's
so
why I asked. What do
we're
you think
probably
is the
gonna cut
next
this
step?
in half, if not in
What is
third.
the next step for Neuralink? Is there going to be integration with other products? Is it going to be
Yes.
being able to add things to like,
Faster processing, number one.
but what do you think is the next step? Like, what is their next cool thing? Like keyboard and mouse. All right, what is the next thing? What's
Apple's gonna add on an add-on so that you can play Siri with your
a
head.
plug-in?
Yeah.
I think they're going to reconnect the severed links, neural links.
I agree. That's
where
gonna
you
be the
can
next
start
step.
using
The
your
reason I think that's going to be the
I
next.
just thought about this.
or
you
they
can
will,
turn into Magneto,
or
or
you know
like
what's gonna happen.
Xavier, because like right, you have all this telekinesis power, right? And you can like flicker lights on or off with your head.
Yeah, eventually that will
Yo,
happen.
that'd be kind of cool. You walk in a room, you make
You know
shit
what's
flicker.
gonna happen? I think you know how they have these exoskeletons right now. There's just new exoskeleton that will come to you and sit on top and squeeze you in and lift you up if you're in a wheelchair. What they'll do, they'll connect that first to that robot, right? That's gonna come in and do that, and then eventually get to the point where you won't need the robot anymore, and they'll just fuse the severed connections.
Or
The
what
reason-
if Elon's real plan is to create the robots, install the chips in the people, train the chips, get the people's memory and bodily functions to then use it on the robots?
I mean, I
And
would.
now you're the robot.
I would definitely see why
Yep.
they would cross-reference the data.
Can you
between
imagine
the
how
two
good you would
projects.
be at jiu-jitsu, especially if you're going against humans?
It's
I
gonna
just
take a while.
download
You'd
all
be a
the
bit
Gracie
stiff.
footage.
The
Gordon
eyes
Ry-
go.
some Gordon Ryan and Craig Jones in the middle of it, just to
Yeah.
get some leg lock foot.
Would you take the gay part of Greg Jones' jiu-jitsu game?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
It's
You
what
think?
makes Craig Jones Craig
Okay,
Jones.
you're a real jiu-jitsu guy.
Do you guys think
Yeah.
maybe such an,
Jiu-jitsu's gay anyways.
this is gonna bring down the mood a little bit, right? Because it's not a fun topic. But do you guys think funerals are going to evolve over time with technology? So are we gonna get like again, for example, with like the chips?
Pretty dark topic, but I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. You take the chips, right? They have all these memories and shit that they've gone through. And then you can like play them on a projector or like a robot or something, and it just projects into a wall and you can see the memories.
I think in its infancy that would do that, but then I think what they'll do, they'll just download everything on a chip and then put you in another body or another robot.
in
Now
a
you're
3D
just like,
in a 3D world where you can relive memories of the people.
Do you think they'll do this instead for population control? Because it can't get to the point where everyone just born and staying around. Now, let me ask this. Not like it's going to be like this right away, right? But let's say in the future, hypothetically, it's like, oh, we just have too many people, right? And we can't have so many people just keep sticking around. Maybe the wealthy of the wealthy can pay for it, whatever, but it just can't happen, right?
But-
Do you think that they'll just like start, instead of saying, all right, we're just going to kill you guys off, well, we're just going to upload you into like a simulation server. Oh,
That
you can
could-
live forever. in.
that could be that, or they like, because the more like these android robot humans that you're gonna have, you're gonna need other android robot humans that are gonna have to work on these android robot humans. Like you're gonna need those services. The more people, the more services you're gonna need, right? Like at that point, yeah, maybe you won't need food per se,
You know what's funny?
right?
Now that you mention that, you have robots working on robots. What if it gets to the point where robots don't even know what the problem is and they just look at you like, boss? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? You're a robot. You should know this.
Now, I think when it gets to a point where like we're 10 years in the future and ChatGPT is in every single item you see nowadays and it don't know the answer, that's when you're like, all right, we'll give up.
I think they're gonna have a better like a
Give up.
IQ system, and they're gonna understand what are your capabilities, and you're gonna have like prescribed jobs. Like you're gonna want to be like a photographer and be like, yeah, no,
Do you-
bro, you can be a singer or a photographer, but you're good at fucking shoveling shit.
Do
So
you
this is what you're gonna be doing.
It's going to be so weird, man. If it gets to a point where Neuralink can like upload data into your brain to make you smarter, they're just the way data will be sold is going to be so weird. It's going to be like different companies selling different packages at different tier prices of how much do you want to learn and do you want our style, or you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the Gracies are going to
Do
be
you
split
want?
down the
Do
middle.
you want
and
our
just-
way of thinking?
Do you know what would be the craziest thing I'm thinking about this? Because hackers ain't gonna stop. What if they
That's
fucking hack that?
wild?
You know what I'm saying? What if they hack that shit? Like they hacked a
And
little.
you just take control of your body.
Yeah, and then you just fucking end up like murking someone, and you don't even know you did it, and then you're getting arrested
That's
because
the
you
hit,
murked it.
That's a Hitman movie right there.
Yeah,
It's like the beepers. You just make their chips blow up.
yeah. Like they're gonna put an Israel on everyone.
That's crazy. Like the beepers. Yo, that's fucking
You know what I
crazy,
mean?
bro.
But I don't think it's gonna. I think like what's
It's
gonna
gonna
happen
have
is-
the whole entire disabled community.
I think it's called Bigsby or something like that. What's the AI that Elon created through X? Like the only way you can get this is if you subscribe to X.
no idea. I forgot.
And
We
that-
tried to do it
and
one
that
day, but you had to
AI is
pay
like-
for it.
That AI is not biased at all, so it doesn't swing liberal or
Grok?
Republican. Yeah, it's XAI. There's a name for it. Yeah, Grok. So he created this to police other AIs. So I think this is what's gonna happen. Like as these get better, the other one's gonna get better too. Just kind of like you have viruses and now you have antiviruses to police the viruses.
You know what sounds like dangerous to me is just our basic brains wrapping ourselves around this and kind of like coming up with these bullshit ideas. What are like the top of each side of a war thinking about? You know what I mean? Like the generals and commanders and thinking of
Yeah.
like how are we gonna use this?
Well,
to
they're thinking in a
kill
sense of
people.
like winning war, right? Like
Yeah.
whatever is like important to you right now. For example, for me would be important happiness and prosperity
You
of
know
my
what I was
family
just-
and generations to come around.
You know
right?
what I
Like
was
so
just
would
thinking
concentrate
about?
on that.
Mickey, imagine one day where you pull up to a shoot and all you have to do is set everything up, but from then on you can sit in a chair and just control everything from your brain.
And you're just sipping on whiskey,
Mm-hmm.
and that doesn't even affect you.
That's called a director.
But like, imagine, right? Like
But that would
your
be
camera,
ideal, especially in the United States, because everybody wants to be a manager. Nobody wants to
But they
work,
are-
right?
camera
but
just hooked
again,
on a drone that you
I
can
just said that
fly manually and just
there's a job title for that already though. It's called director.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
The director
imagine,
just sits there.
And
Oh, I
everyone
don't
is a
like
fucking
that. Do it
director.
again.
but imagine being like not you directing, not people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're directing like technology.
Yeah, and that's it.
What's
Everything
your
is
hey? What's your job title? I'm a director.
yeah. Oh
Director
man,
of
you must
what?
have an awesome team, right? It's like, oh, just this box of gear.
Yeah, I'm the director of shoveling shit. See those robots?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I direct them.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I don't know, like that's pretty cool. Like if you ask me, like just show up to a shoot, set everything up, and it's like, all right, I'm just gonna sit here, and everything will be controlled by my brain. Cameras on a little drone flying around, taking pictures. There's other cameras on another drone doing this.
Like simultaneously without you worrying about it.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool as shit.
Video games are gonna get crazy.
Yeah.
Video
But I
games
think
are
at
gonna
that point, bro, you like you won't even need to be in
Sit
front of
here
your
and
computer.
everything.
Like you could be in your car driving around. I'm like, I'm kind of tired. I'm gonna play a video game.
That's funny. Grok called Elon Musk a misinformation super spreader, and then they put it back in testing.
Yeah, but at least that tells you that Grok is non-biased,
That's funny.
which is a really good fucking thing.
That's funny. Or maybe he just did it on purpose to make us think it's not biased.
No, man. Well, why would they put it back in testing?
Just bullshit. They didn't actually do it. It's just facade.
Yeah,
It's all fugazi.
yeah. Maybe they put him back in testing to start understanding Musk's humor, because he's a fucking troll, right? Like half of the shit he says, he doesn't mean it.
I don't know. I can't watch the guy for very long.
No, he's very dry. It's very difficult to watch him. Like I think there's two people in the world that are very like famous and very hard to watch him. One is fucking Elon Musk, and the other one is Danaher. I really think like those two people are very difficult to watch.
You know, Danaher's accent makes it a little more entertaining. You can stick it around for a
Nah,
little
bro.
longer.
Not for 30 minutes. When he's trying to explain to you Mount for 30 minutes,
Nah, I can't do that.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. He's literally
But
explaining
I
Mount
couldn't.
for 30
I
minutes.
couldn't deal with anyone explaining me Mount for 30 minutes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Danner and Musk are fucking like they have
I think everyone needs to take some.
mastered that shit.
No, they need to take notes from Neil deGrasse Tyson, because to be able to make something so complex and become so famous by making the average person be able to
Understand
kind
it?
of no one fully understands what he's talking about, but he makes you feel like you did.
Well, that's what Adam does. And this is exactly what I was trying to explain. That's a perfect explanation how Adam explains fucking moves.
Yeah, I love that style of
Because he's like, he's
public
explaining
speaking. I guess
he's
you could say.
explaining how to do like how you grab the in a gi you grab the whatchamacallit, sleeves.
Uh-huh.
He goes, when you grab the sleeve, you pull your thumb in, you grab the sleeve, and then you pull your thumb out because you're doing a good job.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like everyone needs to learn a little bit to speak like that. I think when they're trying to explain things to people, and I don't know. I love watching the guys talk. Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's after a while, it kind of hurts my head because he makes you think too much. Like especially with the space and aliens and
Yeah.
stimulation talk, like that shit just kind of gets to you, and you kind of like he can talk for 5 minutes, but then you sit there thinking to yourself for 2 hours what he was talking about and trying to figure it out, and you're never gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. There's sometimes physics and shit like that will lose me like that.
Go on YouTube, spend about 4 hours listening
Rabbit
to
I think-
hole in. And it's usually an Indian guy with a
It's-
very
you
heavy
know what it
accent. And
is?
you're like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying,
You
bro.
know what it is? It's not that he knows how to explain things. He's a good storyteller.
Yeah.
He's a good storyteller, and it's I think it's as simple as that. Like I remember in middle school, I had this teacher. He was brand new. He was like on his first or second year of teaching, in general, and it was his first year teaching middle schoolers. He had only done like substitute teaching, I think, before that for like elementary. Man, this guy made me love history, like being able
Yeah.
to because he knew how to tell a story.
I know Alex doesn't like Elon.
Elon retweets wrong info propaganda, just saying things like true. It has nothing to do with his humor.
Okay. And
But yeah,
Elon,
I
Elon
learned
still owns X and, and
I-
Tesla.
I
And
learned to like
SpaceX.
history due to that, understanding good storytelling, and I think that's a lot with talking. It's storytelling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wasn't a big
I
fan
see it.
of teachers when they just gave you a book and they were like, "All right, read chapter 13 and answer the 5 questions, and then give me a summary of what you just read." Fuck that shit.
Yeah, fuck that
I'll
shit.
do the questions. Fuck the summary. Give me an explanation of what everything is.
Yeah, make it
Make it
fucking easy to
interesting.
digest, man.
Yeah,
Because why am I coming to class if I'm gonna read the fucking book? You know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna read the book, what do I need you for?
pretty much.
Like yeah, I get it. There's parts where I need to ask a question, but if I'm reading the book and I don't understand something and I know my objective is to read the book, I just go back and read the book and reread that section and I'll get it.
History is not interesting in and of itself. Like you have to make it interesting
You
because
have to, yeah.
people look at it like this is history. This doesn't affect me anymore. It doesn't matter. I don't care.
I had a humanities teacher and for the longest time everybody was kind of talking about history and religion all separately and this motherfucker came in and said, "Well, here's religion. Remember back in the day there was this guy named Hammurabi and he had a bunch of fucking laws. And if you take Hammurabi's laws and like siphon them down, you get the 10 commandments." And you're like, "Oh shit. So that's how 10 commandments came around?" And yeah, like if you go to Hammurabi's laws and say Hammurabi's law that applies to commandment number 1 and it'll give you the Hammurabi's law that is a direct link to the commandment number 1 all the way through 10.
Actually,
It's
that
just
was
inciting curiosity because if you tell a child something like that, that incites that curiosity, it's like, ooh, 10 codes of Hammurabi. What does that do? Oh, it
Well,
kills you.
Hammurabi I think had
But
like
you, obviously
1,000
you
rules
can't.
or something like that.
Yeah, but you can't tell a kid also like, yeah, if you did this, an eye for an eye, you
Yeah.
did something, they would kill you.
Yes, exactly.
You can't tell that to a kid, but you got to make it interesting. You
Like
gotta,
don't steal.
don't
Like
steal,
don't
or
steal.
they
Why?
do
Because
very
your neighbor
bad
will come and
things to
fucking
you.
kill you. You
Exactly.
know, don't sleep with a neighbor's wife because your neighbor will come and fucking kill you. You know what I mean?
speaking of history and religion. That's actually something else that kind of got me interested into history class, or it was one of my favorite classes for that reason. Was it made me ask myself questions. You know, when I was growing up, I was someone who believed in God and thought like Christianity was the way and all this stuff, right? I wasn't someone that was very religious, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But and then I got into high school and I had a world history class. And this was actually, I remember I had this realization beforehand, but from what I can remember now is asking myself the question of like, after learning about different religions and world history, oh man, like, you know, all these people grew up around these religions and they thought theirs was the right
there
one.
was the right one. Yeah,
You know, oh, man, which is mine the right one then? You know,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
then eventually that turned into, are any of these, you know,
Yeah.
the right one, right? Which was interesting because that makes yourself that makes you ask that makes you ask yourself questions.
Because in like a like a fucked up, twisted way, even the sciences that we know, like sciences are replacing the religion. So science becomes the new religion. I know it's a fucked up comparison, right? It's like there's no really correlation to that, but like in actual science right now replacing the religion. So if you were thinking in those terms, the science becomes the new religion, and everybody believes in science. You know, before that they believed in God that created fucking fire. Now we know how the fire is created, so that becomes the new God.
I think the whole correlation between people that are religious and science, you know, oh, I choose not to believe that because it goes against my religious beliefs. Oh, so you don't believe the calorie count on that Coke bottle there either, right? Because that's science, bro.
Yeah.
That's science that tells you that. You don't believe that science?
I saw the funniest meme. Like the kid goes to the dad, and it was like a joke type of deal. It's like, hey, hey, dad, how were people created? He's like, well, Adam and Eve had babies, and they had their own babies, so on and so forth. And this is who we are. And then he goes to mom, goes, hey, mom, dad said this is how people were created. Mom's like, no, no, no. First we were monkeys, and then we became human, and this is how we are. Goes back to dad's like, Dad, you told me this. My mom told me like well, first we're monkeys, and I was like, well, son, maybe her part of the family were the monkeys. We're from Adam and Eve. I
That's
was
crazy.
laughing my ass off when he
That's
said
crazy.
that. Oh, and then it just said, this is the easiest way to die. You know what I mean, or get a divorce. I was laughing my ass off, but
I don't know how I would explain my kids like how babies come about except just being completely real with them. Obviously, eventually when
well,
they
at
get
first
an
it's the birds
age
and
of
bees, right? Like
knowing
until you
that,
get to the birds and the
like
bees.
I don't
if
even
they
know how the
ask
birds
me
and
at
bees story
like
works.
You don't know how it works? I'll teach you.
if they ask me at
I don't wanna
7,
know.
7, 8 years old, maybe I won't tell them, but then like 11, 12, 13, shit starts getting real. All right, you just
brother,
gotta let them know what's going on.
brother. By the time you have kids and they are 7 or 8 years old, that motherfucker's gonna have what you don't even imagine to be
Yeah,
to
yeah.
access this technology, and he gonna know.
So like the birds and the bees, the idea of birds and the bees is the pollination stuff, right? Like when the bees pollinate one flower, they go from one flower to another flower and pollinate it, and that's how you get the fruit. That's the idea of birds and the bees. It's the same way. Dad pollinates mom, and now you get the fucking baby. That's the birds and the bees. You know, it's a very, very like scientific way, like very easy way to ease them into it.
What do the birds have to do with it?
Well, birds are very similar too, right? Like they'll go and get the berries and they shit out the berry seeds and stuff like that. Same thing with animals,
Okay.
and then the tree starts growing. You know what I mean?
So bird shit is the relation to sperm.
Pretty much. The seed is. The seed is.
I know.
Yeah, yeah. The seed is.
Okay.
And then eventually they'll realize, you know what I'm saying, what's going on and how it's all like working. You know.
I don't know. I agree with you, Mickey. If my kid is like less than 7, 8 years old and he asks me that question, it's gonna be not
Too
The
complicated for
stork
you,
broke
buddy.
you, bro. Stork. We found you in a cabbage patch.
just like my cousin Jorge tells his daughter, we I found you at the park. You know,
Yeah.
and he calls her a lizard. Like found her at the park, bro. One day.
Oh,
You're a small. He's like, you're a small little lizard, and I got you, and you grew up to be this. I didn't think it was gonna happen, but hey,
she's still salty to this day about that.
I mean,
She
he still
gives him
calls her.
shit.
He still
He
calls her a
calls her a
lizard.
lizard, though, yeah.
He still calls her a lizard. That's so funny. I don't know, man. You tell them some bullshit. They're kids. They'll believe it.
Yeah, it's just like the fucking.
Well, you gotta be confident because they can call. They like if
just
you're not
like with
confident,
Santa
with saying
Claus,
it.
bro. You should have seen how devastated my brother was after he found out that Santa Claus is not real and
See,
parents buy the presents.
that's the one thing that to me Emily always keeps telling me my kids are gonna believe in Santa Claus. I'm like, I don't know how long that's gonna last, girl.
No, man, not especially with school and stuff, man. Them motherfuckers gonna know this on the first grade, cause little Johnny gonna make fun of him because you still believe in Santa Claus, and they're gonna come home fucking crying. So you better be the one that tells them this.
Just right before the first day of kindergarten, just
Come
Junior,
here,
Junior, come here.
come here. We're gonna have this talk. Sit
You
down.
know,
Here's a glass of whiskey.
You know that fat nigga that we say come down that chimney every year?
Yeah.
That's
don't
me.
really-
I come down that fucking chimney
Yeah.
and I get you your presents, bitch.
Remember that day you asked me why my face was black?
Yeah. No one really comes down that
But
chimney.
daddy, we live in Florida. We don't have chimneys.
And I buy all those presents, you little motherfucker.
Yeah. And I ate them cookies.
I love the famous like saying of like people saying like, oh, I don't want to ever have to deal with my kid being like, oh my god, yay, Santa got me this present, and then look at you and be like, what'd you get me, mommy? Like, you know, like, oh, fuck you, motherfucker, I bought all this shit.
Yeah. Well, here's a question. You know how they put out the milk and cookies? Who's gonna eat the milk and cookies? You or your wife? Or you both gonna partake?
It's definitely gonna be me in my scenario. Emily's gonna be like, she'll probably have a bite. Like,
Yeah. You're gonna be like killing the cookies. But then, how much of a cookie are you gonna take to crumble to make it like actual
crumble?
crumbles? Because you're supposed to leave crumbles, bro. So it looks like you ate them.
plate's empty, brother.
You gonna lick clean? Fucking Nala licked the rest.
Plate's empty, brother. The cookies went somewhere. What I gotta leave crumbs for? I gotta leave half a cookie so it can get fucking stale and just be wasted.
What if you like? What if you got like celiac and like you're lactose intolerant? What do you do then? I guess you could get lactate milk.
Yeah, you lactate or you eat, like one of the pills that you can take.
Yeah, but if you're celiac and you're like gluten intolerant, what do you eat then? Because
You throw them shits away.
No, but you gotta crumble some up. But you gotta
Yeah,
throw them
okay,
away.
you crumble
Now
up
in the
one.
middle of the night, you gotta go to the garbage can, like at 1 o'clock in the morning, to throw fucking cookies away in the garbage can. That little
Your
them-
assets already up at 1 a.m. putting presents under the fucking tree, like, because you're fucking.
Them little
you're-
jits, you know they're gonna go to the
you're the
garbage
one
can the
coming
next
down.
day. Them little jits gonna see what happened to these cookies. Why are they in the fucking trash can?
No, they're not.
Yeah, bro. Kids gonna see all this shit, bro.
No, they're not.
Kids do, bro.
You know what you do? You make sure that you're one of those parents that makes your kids take out the trash really young. They do everything in their power not to look at it
Mm. Why?
because they don't want to look at it because they don't want to see that it's full to take it out.
Oh, so you mean like it's just gonna be where you take it out the next morning?
Bro, they're not gonna look in the trash though.
Yeah, they are, bro.
You throw some fucking paper towels on top, brother.
I think I'm like, daddy's wasting paper
my
towels.
God. Nah, smack the shit out of them because I bought them. Talking about daddy's wasting paper towels. I can throw the whole roll away if I want.
All right. What are you doing? So what are you doing? You're in the store. Your kid is throwing the temper tantrum, and he wants this specific fucking candy, and he's like fucking on the floor, kicking and screaming. What are you doing?
Walk out the store with him. It's a great lesson.
I can't say. I can't say right now.
Like, I know what you're gonna say.
We've
I know
already
you're
had
gonna-
one episode taken down. You want another one?
I know you. I know what you're gonna say, but you can't even do what you're gonna say around those people.
I
Those
have
people.
a car, very nice private space outside.
Yeah, but until you get to the car, how you
No,
fucking
if
driving?
my kid is throwing a tantrum in the middle of the store, that probably wouldn't be me. Like not happening, not happening, not happening. And if he starts screaming, I'm gonna ignore him.
He said, "Just tell your kids
I'm
you
gonna
live
ignore
in
him for a little bit, and
Santa
then after that,
Blunts
he
and
gets-
fine whiskey on Christmas Eve."
I'll leave you Santa Blunts and fine whiskey.
And the kid's then gonna ask, "Is Santa getting a DUI tonight?"
No, he flies. There's no traffic.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, as long as Prancer, what's his name? Fucking
He's not driving, the reindeer are.
yeah. As long as the reindeer are good, we're good. I don't know.
Didn't they just come out with a new movie like the with The Rock and stuff? Like he's like his Santa's bodyguard or some shit.
Well, they just came out with a. Did you see the new movie? They're doing the live action How to Train a Dragon.
Yeah, it looks good.
It looks good, but it internet blew up a little bit because it's primarily a Scandinavian country, right? That's where this whole thing is happening.
Yeah, they're
But
like
the
supposed to be
cast-
Vikings or something.
But the cast is not very Scandinavian.
Yeah, it's called acting.
No. The cast is not very Scandinavian.
Yeah, that's why it's called acting.
Huh?
Bro, they're fucking playing a character, brother. Why do the people have to be from that place to play the character? I never understood that. It's a character.
Mm-hmm.
It's a character. Like,
Yeah.
if it's a fucking like a biography, right? Like a documentary about fucking Jackie Robinson. Yeah, don't get a fucking white dude to play him. Yeah, of course, right? But it's a story. It's a made up story, right? I mean, is it suggested that the characters in the movie are from Scandinavian or Viking, whatever you want to call it, descent? Yeah, probably, because they're fucking dragon trainers, and that's the way the setting of the movie
Yeah.
was. Does it mean they have to get Scandinavian people to play the characters? I don't think so.
No. It's not getting the Scandinavian people to play the characters. It's the question was, has everyone gone so woke that they're afraid to do what was originally designed? Whether it's about the wokeness, right? That's what they're discussing. Not because they have those characters. It's like that they're
But you're saying that they were mad that the actors weren't from Scandinavian.
no, not from Scandinavian. The actors. Pull up the actors.
What about them?
You'll see.
How to Train Your Dragon, live action.
Live action cast.
Okay. Yeah,
Pull
they all
up-
look white enough to me.
Pull up Nicole Parker.
Okay, so she's playing one of the characters.
She's playing the girl.
Okay.
And people were like, "Is this gone too woke
No, I
that
don't
they're
think
having
so.
a different race person playing the original movie?"
No. It's a reboot of the movie. Doesn't have to be
Mm.
exactly the same.
Mhm.
And
To me, it fucking doesn't matter. Kid's gonna fucking love it either way.
so I look at it this way. I come to you, Jay, and I say you're gonna be the director of this movie, and you
Mhm.
get to choose your cast.
Yeah.
And this is the movie, and you have full control of your cast.
Mm-hmm.
And then afterwards, I come to you. Oh, yeah, the
You
original
think?
one.
Well, that's
The
my
original,
question.
the original one was this white girl, bro. What are you doing getting this black girl to play the part? And you said to me, Jay, as a director, you say I'm an experienced man, and I think that this girl will play the part the best due to her
Yeah.
acting style and all this stuff.
Well, that's my question. Do you think
Leave it
it was
be, bro.
because of the director, because he picked his
I
cast,
don't know
or it
why.
was because
I
of
don't
like
know
we
why.
have to?
I don't know why, but I
Mhm.
think that the fact that there's so many questions about it is a little fucking annoying. Like, why does this matter so much? Why does it matter so much? To me, it sounds like it's bothering you that it's a black girl. Like, to the people that would really be annoyed by it, like you said, the kids are gonna love it.
I don't think it's the bothering part. I think it's the part where they're taking something and then redoing, just kind of like the Star Wars
What are
was
you? Why are you
redone.
so afraid of change?
It's not about being afraid of the change. If that's the
That's what it
storyline that
sounds
everybody
like. They're
loves,
afraid of change.
yeah. But if that's the storyline that everybody love to come
Why does the
to
storyline have
love
to
in,
change with change of skin of color? I don't. That doesn't have to change the storyline.
the storyline is not changing. What I'm saying is you're used to a certain thing, right? Like kind of like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like it's a male, predominantly male character
Yeah.
that goes through trials and
But
tribulations, becomes.
Star Wars lovers didn't hate the new movies because they made a girl main character. We don't give a fuck. We hated it because it sucked.
It sucked, number one,
Right?
but number two was another part of it was because it was a girl
Bro, I
main
think
character.
when it comes to entertainment, it needs to be having people need to stop asking so many fucking
Yeah.
questions and just is it good? All right, then fucking accept
Yeah.
is it good or not. Does it actually offend someone? No, it doesn't actually offend anyone. Okay, then stop.
Listen, all I'm saying is I'm being a devil's advocate.
I know,
I'm
I know,
throwing it
I
in
know you
there
are. I'm
just
not
like
coming
to
at
question
you.
why would that be happening, you know?
I think people are afraid of change and they want to see the same thing over and over again and to them change is something bad. Like if and then the whole woke thing, I think that's what they're trying to grab at and say, "Oh, they're changing our stuff and trying to change our
Yeah.
good old classic movies and make them woke."
Because they kind of did something like that with the last Matrix movie, and it was fucking atrocious. It was terrible. The last Matrix movie was
Uh-huh.
horseshit,
I
complete
haven't watched it.
horseshit.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, is really bad. Like I mean, the very first one was really good, and they kind of like progressively
See,
became a little worse
my
and worse.
my whole thing is like changing characters or changing skin color in someone's character in the
Because
movie.
bottom line is the acting.
Is
If
not-
they're gonna embody the fucking personality, that's
right,
number one.
bottom line, yeah, and that's not going to be the deal breaker on if whether something is good or bad. It's not even actually a variable, if you ask me, right? Like, dude, if they went and made a whole fucking black version of the Seven Dwarfs one, if that movie's fucking good, it's good, brother. What is there to talk about? What is there to talk about? I mean, shit. We already made we already did the black version of a scary movie. Was the guy that the one of the Wayne brothers did? What is it called? Haunted House. Not Haunted House, but
I don't know because I know he did a scary movie.
he was part of the original scary movies, right? But that was
Yeah.
basically almost a whole white cast except for the two black dudes.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Or they had the one black.
And it was
girl.
more of a it was more of a comedy movie than anything.
Of course, yeah, it is a comedy movie.
Mhm.
All scary movies are, but they went and made their own black version of that. And people weren't mad. It was funny as fuck.
Yeah, but like people are also not getting mad about the white girl being fucking dumb, the typical white blonde girl that gets fucking stabbed with a knife. You know what I mean? Nobody made fun of it. It's like, yeah, that's the stereotype. We're good with that. You know what I mean?
Scary movie couldn't be made again today though. Yeah.
Nah.
No.
No, there's a lot of movies that couldn't be made again today.
Tropic Thunder is one of like the
Yeah,
number
Tropic
ones.
Thunder is one of them. There's no way that's gonna be
I'm
remade.
surprised RDJ still like slides through that so swiftly to this day.
I'm surprised fucking Ron Burgundy's still around. You can watch it.
There's a lot of things, man. Woke to me, I feel like that's just such. Sometimes I understand it, and then sometimes to me, it's such a bad excuse.
Bad excuse. Yeah, it could be like that. The people that bend the fucking stick a little too much.
Sometimes to me, it's such a bad excuse for being so afraid of change or being racist or being whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right. Such a bad excuse. Such a bad excuse. In this scenario, to me, it's a bad.
What do you think,
excuse.
Miggy? I know you've been quiet in the corner.
This man has nothing to say.
Yeah. Miggy's
All
like,
right.
I'm fucking down with this shit.
Let's wrap it up. Thank you everyone for joining us in the chat. Appreciate it for the engagement. So yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We will catch you guys next week. Check out our official sponsors: UFC Gym Largo, Pinellas Park, and Vitality Wellness Centers. See you guys later. Thank you.
Peace. Yeah, I know.